Hello guys, so on today's video I'm going to show you how to replace oil seal on your Gio Regal or Gio Titan mobility scooters manufactured between 2010 and 2023. One of the customers asked me to make such a video because he is not sure what needs to be done and what to start with. Unfortunately, I don't have an entire scooter in my possession at the moment, but I do have a complete rear end setup right here on my table, so I will show you what needs to be done. So before you're going to start and removing any of the bolts, you will need to lift up the rear end of the scooter so your both wheels will be raised from the ground. For this you will need a block like this, a wooden block that approximately 16-inch long and about 5.5–6 inch high. So this metal frame that this axle is going to be seated on, and you will have two plastic wheels on the back, you will need to lift up that metal frame and put on the top of this wooden block. Okay, so do not put any wooden block or anything like that under the differential itself, because it will not help you. You have to only put under the metal framing where the two small wheels on the back of your scooter are. Okay, so you don't even need to remove the plastic cargo tray under the seat to get into this differential, because everything will be done from the side. So once you remove your left wheel, for example, I will be showing this on the left side. Once you remove the left wheel, you will see that the oil will be coming out from this bearing right here, and you automatically think that you need to remove the seal, which is located here, but it's actually the actual seal is located right here, and I will show you what needs to be done. So once you remove the wheel, you will have a brake cable attached to this lever right here, so don't worry about that, leave it the way it is. Next step, you need to remove the bolt that holds in the shock absorber. So most likely you're going to have a 13 or 14 millimeter wrenches and socket. That's what you will need. And you need to remove just the bottom bolt that holds in this shock absorber. The top one can stay because you're going to leave that shock absorber hanging in the air, basically. Now next step, you will need to remove those two bolts that hold in the axle to the subframe, and one more here. Okay, now once you remove those bolts, you will need to get into those 5 bolts that hold in this axle to the rear differential. For this you will need the L-shape 6 millimeter wrench. If you can find one with one end with a ball like this, it will be very convenient for you to remove those bolts in the tight spaces. So when you will be working from the side, all you need just break loose all of those bolts, and the rest of it you can work with this L-shaped wrench, and you can work it with the angle. As you can see, this shock absorber was here, and even if the cable would be here, you still can work and remove those bolts. You can work with the angle, you know. Okay, and including this one. So the convenience of this tool, that you can move it to any angle that you need if there is anything on your way. So I'm only removing 3 bolts because I wanted to make this video shorter. Once you removed all 5 bolts, simply and remove those 2 right here on both sides, simply pull out your axle. This is it. Now your axle we put on the side. You can leave it, you know, on the ground in your case, because your cable is going to be attached. Now you can see the actual seal right here. That's the one that you need to replace. Now you will need to take either small pry bar like this or big heavy-duty screwdriver, and you need to pry it out just like this. And this is it. This is your seal. This is a regular or generic metric single lip seal. There is a numbers on the seal which is says 20, 42, then we have 7. So let me show you what all of those numbers means. I will get my caliper and show you the measurements. Just one second. So if we'll take a caliper and measure 42 number, that's going to be the diameter of the seal, 42. Now next number will be 20. That's going to be inside diameter. My seal is damaged now, but you can see the numbers 19.44, which is a 20 millimeter, and the last number that we see is going to be 7. So the 7 is actually how high is the seal, but realistically you can even go all the way up to 8 millimeter, because you have room right here in this differential. So once you get a new seal, you can even go with the double lip seal. This is a single lip. You can even go with a double lip seal. You can buy this seal at any seal and bearing places at your, locally. There's nothing special about those seals. Once you get the new seal, simply press it in with your fingers. If the manufacturer is some manufacturer might be, have a different quality or a little bit a thicker rubber, and it will not go as easy as I'm showing you with my fingers. Simply take a socket and hammer it, and make it flash with the casing. If I will hammer it all the way in, you can see there is some room for even thicker seal if you want to. So this is up to you if you want to buy exactly same seal as it was from the factory, or a little bit deeper seal, which is not 7 millimeter, but even all the way to the thickness all the way to 8-9 millimeter. And again, this is a single lip seal. You can go with a double lip, so it's going to be extra protection. So usually it goes by the fingers, as easy as I'm showing you right now. Now next, when you removed your axle, original axle, there was a paper gasket, and if you removed it and that paper gasket got damaged, don't worry about that. It's just protecting this area from dust, so there is nothing, doesn't do anything else. You can cut the new gasket out of a special gasket material, or you can buy a sealant like this to form a gasket and apply on this side. I'm sorry, you have to apply right here. You can buy a different type of gasket makers, like a liquid one or a paste. It doesn't really matter. Once you put everything back, just do the same. Put everything back in the same order as you removed. Now remember that you have so many holes here. Now you have to align. You have to align so your shock absorber will not be facing this way, but will be facing up. So make sure that you put in the same hole to be aligned with the with the entire axle and the opposite side of the shock absorber. Now, after you tighten that axle bolts, all of those 5 bolts, you will need to drain your old oil from the differential, which is, you see the drainage, a regular bolt M8 1.25, in case if you lose it, it's a regular generic bolt. So drain your oil, and this is your fill plug. You will need a gear oil 75W90. Doesn't matter what kind of brand. Go with the cheapest one from Walmart. This is just one of the brands that I had in my shop. But all you need to worry about that it's supposed to be a gear oil 75W90 or maybe 80W90. It does not really matter that much. And you will need 200 milliliters of this oil, which is approximately 7 ounces. That's all you need. 200 milliliters or 7 ounces of that oil, and fill it through this plug right here. Basically, this is it. Nothing else is involved. Once you replace that seal, nothing is going to leak from this end anymore. Obviously, you will need to clean your brake shoes with a brake cleaner, and you're good to go. Thank you.